Hey everyone and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I thought I would bring my brother on the scene again. If you don't know, this is my brother David.
Hello.
He also has a YouTube channel which I will link down below. He's going to get back into uploading probably after exams or after you finish this year, or like in the summer at some point probably, right?
Yeah, I might post a few before the summer.
Yeah, he'll probably post a few more, but he'll become more consistent in the summer as he is doing his A-levels. And the reason I brought him on here, as you probably can guess by the title, is because my brother is at sixth form and I am a first year university student. If you're new, if not, you will definitely know that I go to university because all I do is talk about it, and because I absolutely love it. I thought I would bring us both together. I've obviously experienced sixth form as well as uni, but my brother's experiencing sixth form currently, and I thought we could do like a bit of a comparison for people who are unaware of what uni's like, maybe if you're outside the UK as well and you don't really know the difference between sixth form and uni, and just to see like how we compare. Obviously this is not factual, it's just our own experiences and our opinions on the whole thing, because I don't want people to think this thing's bad and this isn't, and obviously different courses can affect the way you feel, all that sort of thing. Just to let you know, this is our opinion, so chill out, don't hate. So I have a list of things on my phone for us to discuss and sort of like compare, see if any things are similar, see if we have any differences. And right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about is workload. Do you want to go first?
I feel like as you started the year it didn't seem as much as it would be, because you've got the 3 subjects, and as you did, like when you did GCSEs, you had like around 10, bit more, bit less. You kind of don't expect the amount of content, and especially with like heavy content subjects like biology, it is hard to keep up with. But I feel like if you use the lessons and then the 3 periods and then a bit after school, I feel like you can keep on top of it. It's just dependent on how much time you spend outside of the lesson. We
should probably have explained what we're doing. Like, I'm currently a university student at the University of Lincoln and I'm studying forensic science as a bachelor's, and
I'm currently in year 12, sixth form, and I'm studying biology, geography and psychology.
When I was in sixth form, for year 12, I did 4 subjects, because when I started my A-levels, you had to take 4 and then you dropped 1 in second year. So I did English literature, biology, dance and drama, and then I dropped English lit after the first year, which was really sad actually, because I loved writing so much and I love literature and I love reading, but it's just something about it. I think I hate it because it sounds so dumb to say, but the teachers were a massive impact on it, because I didn't have the greatest teaching. It was like putting me off the entire subject completely, which is annoying.
But like the system's changed.
Yeah.
If you pick 4 now, you're doing 4 A-levels. You don't.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you can still pick 4.
You can, but if you pick 4 now, they intend that you're doing those 4 A-level.
Because you don't actually do exams this year, do you?
No, we do.
You just do like mock exams. Yeah, because you obviously have to put your current grades on your personal statement for the university. So, like David's grades that he'll get in summer when you do your mocks, he's going to actually have to revise for them as if they're proper tests. Like, honestly do, because your university is going to look at them and that's going to be their first impression. So, heads up to anyone who's taking mocks, don't treat them like that in the summer, because I definitely wouldn't. Right, so at university, the workload, as I'm in first year, I'm guessing is not as strenuous. Well, I'm pretty 99% sure it's not as difficult as the next 2 years of my life are going to be. Currently in a great situation. I am keeping on top of my work. I do have a lot of work. Like in sixth form I was literally swamped with like fucking revision, just endless homework and shit stuff to do constantly. Like I was in hell at sixth form. I had so many essays to write, so many like past papers to do constantly. There was just no time where I was on top of anything, just because of the amount of stuff I had to do. Like, I don't know about you, it might not be as difficult for you, but honestly I was struggling a lot. Like, I had no time to socialise. All I did was sit in my room and work. Whereas at university I feel like I have a bit more of a social life in first year. I've been able to get to know new people. It's been absolutely wonderful for me. But the workload is difficult. Like, it's obviously more difficult than sixth form, because obviously you're progressing on to another level, but I think because you have only 1 subject to focus on, even though I do have like 4 separate modules in my forensics course, it's not as crazy, because you're not thinking like in my head before I would have like an English essay to do, but I'd also need to learn some knowledge for biology, and your just head kind of spirals and you kind of become like a psycho in sixth form, I felt like, whereas now I'm a bit more like driven and focused on one specific topic. Even though it is hard, I just don't feel as stressed, you know?
Yeah.
Next kind of links in with the whole workload thing is stress. So how stressed on a level of 1 to 10 do you feel right now? Obviously it might not be as much because you're in year 12, but...
I feel more stressed in some subjects than others. So I feel the most stressed in biology and the least amount of stress in geography. It's dependent on how well I think I'm doing, but I also feel like as well, because the school wants you to pick what uni you want to do and they want to push you to go for the high ones, it's kind of that sort of like pressury stress sort of thing as well. My school's forcing us to do an EPQ as well, which is like an extended essay sort of project thing. More stressed obviously when it comes to like when we do mocks, because they're obviously more important than just daily life there, but like without the mocks I'm kind of not really that much stressed. I can also focus on other things as well.
I think sixth form was the most stressed time in my entire life. Like I just had a constant to-do list, like I was talking about before, so I felt like I never had a break. Like it was, no matter if I had exams coming up or whatever, I was just constantly revising. I just constantly felt stressed because my teaching at my school was like horrific. For biology, which is obviously my main subject to get me into forensics, the teaching quality was awful. Like teachers just didn't turn up to my lessons and stuff, so life was pretty shit. Like I had to teach the entire course myself pretty much. So yeah, I was very stressed, and biology is pretty difficult anyway, and you obviously have a decent teacher, so I can't imagine I can't imagine having a nice teacher and being like chilled about it. I know obviously you're not chilled, but it was just one massive stress because I just stayed on a C. Like I got an E, I think, on my first ever mocks, because I just thought it was like GCSEs, like haha, like you can just revise the night before, like your first mock exams after the first like couple of months, and then I was like, Jesus, I'm gonna need to put in work when I got that E. And then from that point onwards I just constantly got C's, 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 and I was like, oh, I just wanted to like thrive and succeed and get a higher grade, and in the end I did get a B in biology, which I think is a miracle considering I had no teacher. I don't know, I just feel like I was just stressed and stressed because of my whole situation at school, and obviously I was also going through some like other issues outside of lessons in the school environment as well, which kind of put extra stress on my life. At uni though, my stress levels are like, they kind of like fluctuate depending on the like what month it is, what day it is. Sometimes I'll have days like, oh god, I just can just chill for a bit, and then other days I'll work for like 8 hours or something. Like it's kind of just a bit here and there, whereas because I've stayed on top of like deadlines and things coming up, there's just no added pressure and stress, and I'm obviously enjoying my course as well, which helps. Whereas like some aspects of my sixth form life I hated. So
yeah, well that's why you had a bit more stress as well, because as well you had 4 subjects to do in the first year.
Yeah.
Whereas I only do 3.
And obviously all my subjects were pretty different, like English, Lit, biology, dance and drama. They were quite very different. And like drama, I know people are going to be like, oh fuck off drama, because I had so many comments on my like A-level results video like dance and drama aren't real subjects, but obviously I just ignore it because unless you've done it yourself you won't know the actual sort of details of the course. I know obviously they're not as academic, well dance isn't as academic in terms of like, it's not as intense as like fucking biology, like muscle contraction, is it? Like it's just not, and like respiration and photosynthesis, it's just nothing like that. But obviously if you don't have the skill to dance, like you won't get a grade. And then likewise with drama, I did drama and theatre studies, that was my actual course, so I think 9% or something crazy, like under 10%, was actually me acting in my second year at sixth form. The rest of it was writing essays and a written exam, and it was all very English literature based. Like people probably would be like, what the fuck? Like really confused about that, but
just now it's like 40%.
Yeah, it's like barely any practical in my drama course I did at A-level that I did. I just get confused with all these words now. because I had like loads of different types of things going on in my head. It was just a big stressful. Right, free time. How much free time do you have at sixth form currently?
What is in like at school?
Yeah, so free time, like do you, how many lessons do you have? How much free periods and free time at home as well, like outside of the school premises?
Average have 8.
8 hours a week?
8 of each subject.
A week?
No, it's in over the 2-week timetable.
Oh yeah.
8 lessons of 50 minutes of biology, psychology and geography, and the rest of that is like free periods, but I either go to the library or silent study or group study sort of things, but some days obviously like more heavy than others. Some days I'll have like 5 or 4 3 lessons, so I don't really have that much time like within the school day to do some, but then like for example one day in the 2-week timetable I've got no lessons, so it's hard to like try and keep doing work the whole time. Yeah. You do have like enough time within lesson and out of lesson to like do stuff, so I feel like it's a good balance. I mean, on some days I prefer like to have like 3 lessons a day if that's like when I'm most productive. It's hard to concentrate all the time, and outside of school I don't do loads. I probably should. I know I should do more, but I feel like as time gets on I'll do more and more. I don't tend to have many lessons in the day. I'll do more on that day at home, but like say if I've got like a 4-day lesson I might just take a break that day. And obviously because I'm in year 12 as well, it's not as intense as year 13.
Yeah. I was thinking that's kind of a similar situation to university, because if I have like a really jam-packed day at university where I'm in for like 6 hours or something, then I am unlikely to do anything in the evening because I'm like, my brain is like fried from all the information. If I have like 1 lecture, 2 lectures, maybe 3, then I will definitely get a lot done because my brain's like active. But I'm only doing like a short period of time, and then I'll just get into my work either in my room or at the library. I mainly work better at home though, I think, in my free time. I think I'm going to do some more videos about like revision techniques, and obviously on my vlog channel I do like study with me's and stuff like that, so if you are interested then make sure you go subscribe there. But yeah, my free time is pretty similar to yours I guess, but in my university week, my weeks differ like drastically. They're kind of getting smaller and smaller as my exams are approaching in May. Like I think on my last week before I have nothing until exams, I have like 4 hours in the week, and I'm like, okay, cool. But on average, I have about 13 hours a week of like lectures, seminars or workshops or practicals or anything like that. Yeah, so 13 hours obviously is not a lot at all. A lot of my lecturers say treat your degree as a full-time job, so you're still doing like 40 hours of work a week, because at university like most of it is independent study. Like you're given all the resources, you have like people that you can give you guidance and advice, you have all your lecturers that you can go to in their like slots. It's just obviously you pushing yourself to go to these people or go to get books from the library, look online and do it all yourself, and I'm guilty of not doing as much as I can in my spare time that way. I just sort of like go for the information I know rather than reading beyond, which I do wish, and it's kind of like sort of thing I want to definitely do more in second year, is like do more independent things, like going further into detail and stuff. But in my free time I do have quite a lot, and in that time I do work, but mainly just work that I need to rather than extending my learning. And then obviously I have time to socialise with my friends, whereas in sixth form I felt like I didn't have that time. How about you? We can move on to socialising and stuff, like friendships and socialising at sixth form.
Oh, well, with like the sort of socialising thing, like when I have a free, I'm always with someone. So, like, I kind of like socialise as like we do the work, or like say if we do the same subject, then we can like socialise at school while doing that. Then we also get like 1 common room free like a week, so then we can spend that in there socialising. Yeah. And also we got break and lunch as well, so I feel like the amount of social time at this one was okay, like so you can speak to people, but you can also be productive because you can do the same subject, or you can have like a 5-10 minute break within the hour. I still meet up after school, like outside of school, with other friends that don't like go somewhere else, go to other sixth forms or colleges. I don't know, I just feel like I've got enough social time at the moment.
Yeah, I feel like you've got a nice balance.
Within sixth form and outside, because quite a bit of time when like, you're in year 12 to do all this stuff.
I didn't have a balance at sixth form, like I think that's where I struggled, because I didn't have any friends. I didn't have any friends at sixth form. I only had my best friend Megan, who went to a separate secondary school and a separate sixth form to me, and then my boyfriend who went to the same one as me, and we didn't do any same subjects, so I didn't really have anyone in my lessons. I didn't really have anyone in general, and because I didn't have any friends, and obviously didn't want to be with my boyfriend 24/7 because he had other people, I just spent a lot of time on my own, which made me like spend 100% of my time on my A-levels, which obviously was quite damaging for me because I was just constantly working and I didn't have anyone to like support me. I did actually meet up with Megan though. Like, we went to my sort of socialising time was going to the fucking Wellingborough library and doing revision with Megan. Like, that was my free time. Like, I actually didn't do anything nice during my A-levels, which I think I lacked a lot, and I think that would have made my life better. But friendships and socialising at university is like a dream. It's like all I've wanted in life. Like, I've got my perfect little group of friends, me, Megan and Hattie. We have other friends like in our courses. I've met so many amazing people in the like blogging and vlogging world as well, like Amy, Carrie. I've just had a blast. Yeah, I've just met loads of new people at university, and I've had a lot of time to socialise. Like, we don't go out a lot, to be fair, for like stereotypical university students, but we go out a couple of times a month, have a great time. We do other things. We mainly go out for food. You've probably seen from my vlogs. Or we just chill in, watch films, just talk and gossip. But yeah, my social life at university has exceeded sixth form by miles, and I'm having like the perfect balance at the minute. Maybe a bit too much socialising, like with my friends. Not from drinking, just from like literally, because we're literally like this. At university we like don't.
Yeah, that's also what I want to comment on as well.
What?
I feel like the friendships at uni are going to be closer.
Yes, 100%.
I feel like I don't know if it's just my experience, but with my friendship group, it's been the same. Like, I joined in year 8, and like it's been like the same with more people like up until year 11, and I've still got most people that are in year 11 apart from 3. We've had like a few more people join as well, so I feel like
you get quite toxic when there's quite a few people.
There's always good, like within like, because our friendship group is around 10 people, a bit more. You're always going to be closer to some people than others. So guaranteed, when you're in a big friendship group, you're probably, when you leave, you're not going to see all of them again. Whereas when you're in university, like you live with some, or like you've become like best friends with sort of them. I feel like with uni, you're more like find your best friends there, and then
yeah. Apparently, if your friends at university are your friends for life, like that's like a thing that everyone says, and I like honestly think they are. Like, obviously Megan has been my friend since we were 6 years old, and apparently if you're friends with someone for 10 years, you're friends with them for life. Like, that's like a thing. But yeah, me, Megan and Hattie are like this, and I just can't see anything bad happening. Just general like secondary school friendships, I feel, are just generally rocky, toxic. A lot of them are like cliquey groups. There obviously are groups at university once everyone like forms friendships in like first semester, but I still feel like it's easier to approach people and talk to people and meet new people constantly. Like, I only just met Carrie and we've become so close, and she's like in 3rd year. Obviously it helped that we both blog, but like, I don't know, I feel like people are more just open, whereas, I don't know, at sixth form it's kind of difficult. Like, yeah, I think the environment's just really like.
But then I still have like
you still have solid,
well,
yeah,
like,
David still has solid best friends. Like, he's had good best friends at sixth form, which is lucky.
And I've got like a few in and a few out, so I could talk to like different people about like stuff that's going in like within school and outside of school, so it's not always the same thing as well. There
are so many opportunities at university as well, because you're obviously in a new area, so you've got a completely new, like, fresh load of people. There are so many people going to the uni compared to a secondary school.
Well.
Societies.
Like, you can find everyone.
Yeah, honestly, you find so many new people, like, in just many different ways.
Like, when you're in sixth form, like, you're close to the same people.
Yeah, you've been with the same people your entire life.
And that's like the few new people that join.
Yeah,
but
like 20 new people from a different school, but a significant change. I think that change is just really enlightening and a great thing for just people in general. So, independence. I felt like sixth form, they like big it up and say that you're going to get loads of independence, do you know what I mean? And they're like, we're going to treat you more like adults. That's what they said at our school, but they really just didn't. I just felt like a little school child still. I don't know, I just felt like very controlled and just pushed like where I need to be. I don't know, I just didn't really like it. I have so much independence at uni, it's ridiculous. Obviously, because I'm living on my own, but I have to do everything outside of my course as well, just on my own, like, because obviously you have your mum helping you do stuff, or your parents, or whoever you looks after you, helps you out with like food, washing, sorting your life out, reminding you about stuff, and you're literally just sat there like, what do I need to do now then? Like, do I make food for myself, or do I go wash my pants?
The independence with sixth form is a bit like, it's more than GCSE, but like they're still steering you, like they're still trying to get as many people to the high university so they look good on themselves.
Yeah, like they don't actually care about you, I feel.
Yeah, I feel like some teachers care more than others.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, but the whole thing, like, we have to do the EPQ, like, there's just no choice, they're forcing us to do it. Like, some people aren't going to be strong at 5,000 word essays and some people are going to be
and obviously that's going to steer them away from their actual grades that they want to get for the other subjects that they probably prefer more than their EPQ.
Yeah, and then, like, I encourage us to independently apply to different sort of ones as well that I've done. I feel like it's independence but with guidance, quite a bit of guidance.
Yeah, I think, so, like you said, some teachers are more caring and actually more considerate for your future than others. Yeah, because you shouldn't feel like you need to go to one of the top 10 universities like your school sort of like push you towards. Like, you shouldn't feel capable. Yeah, you shouldn't feel like you're degraded if you get into a uni or get an offer from a uni not in the top 20 or whatever. Like, honestly, I hate that. If you are looking for like the best job ever and you do have the grades, then great, like go for a top university, but it's not essential to get you forward in life. Like, people don't go to university and get great jobs that pay them well. Like, you don't need to be in the top 10 universities to lead a successful life. Like, it's like you're not successful if you don't get into the top 20, and I think that's just ridiculous, because I'm literally living the best life ever. And I don't know, and I'm in the University of Lincoln, which actually has one of the highest rates for student happiness in the country. So, and there, I can't remember, I think they're in the 30s or 40s on the UK university board. So that just proves it, like, you don't have to be in the top 20,
but I mean,
because you're more likely
if you want to go to, like, if you've looked at a place and you want to go to
of course, yeah, of course. Like, I'm not saying you don't go for the top 10, but I'm just saying you don't need to go there to be successful, because that's what a lot of teachers sort of
like,
give the impression.
Imply.
They're the ones who get congratulated. Like, I feel like I was so happy because I wanted to go to Lincoln. I got into Lincoln, but I felt like, not that I wanted everyone to be like, well done. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't want that. But I felt like they only put the people's names in the paper on the school website, like, da-da-da. I was like, oh. Like Aiden. Aiden. I'm indirecting him. He's actually sitting in the other room. No, I'm joking. Like, obviously I was happy. I just indirected you on my video. Moving on to exams and coursework. You haven't really experienced exams properly, I guess. Sixth form, or you've done mocks, haven't you?
We've done 2 sets of mocks.
Did you do them in the actual exam environment? Like,
we did it where we do exams.
Yeah, cool.
One set in November and one set in February, March, around there.
That's mad, because there's barely any time for you to learn anything in them.
Yeah,
little gaps.
Like, and then we have like gave our opinion back on them, but I didn't really see the point of doing them in October.
No, you've only been learning content for like a couple months, not even that.
Then, like, people got quite high in them because we hadn't really learned much, I'd say.
Yeah, of course, because you've got less content to remember.
So when the Feb and March ones came, and like, if people got lower, then they felt like they've got worse. But we literally had started in September. I did history at that time, but I didn't have to do a mock in history, but then I swapped
to geography.
In geography, and in January then did the mock in Feb. The ones in Feb and March are a bit more realistic and helpful. Like, as you learn more content, they're going to be more and more realistic, which is more helpful. Yeah.
It was like quite hard, even though I was complaining earlier about getting C's. I feel like it was quite good that I managed to maintain that C, because obviously the more exams I was doing, like you said, the more content you get, so I guess it is okay to like maintain. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just it was annoying for myself because I felt like I was putting more and more work in and getting just the same grade, so I was just like, it's never gonna work. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like exams at university are extremely similar. Like, you've got the same layout. It's kind of a bit more like, you just don't feel like you're in the right place when you go to, like, because I've done actual exams that I've got grades on. Go over and watch my university exam result, first ever exam results. Vlog down below. I'll link it if you want to know what I got. But, like, you go into the exam hall, and because you don't know everyone at uni, like, you obviously see a couple familiar faces, you're just like in a room, you're like, fuck, am I in the right place?
Like in sixth form, you know
everyone.
You literally know, like,
you know, you see, you're like,
shit,
oh,
he's over there, she's over there. I'm behind you again.
Yeah, because we've got, like, you have the same, you know everyone's first and last names. Like, I don't know everyone's first names. I don't know everyone on my course. Like, do you know what I mean? Because I have like 60 people roughly on my course, on my forensics course. But then I'm in some, like, one of my modules is analytical chemistry, and there's about a couple hundred in there. So I'm like, obviously not going to know everyone's name. Like,
go sit behind Julie.
Exactly. I guess maybe over the years I'll get used to it a little bit more, like, because I'll get to know more people on my course, because I do, every single time I do a practical, I pretty much work with someone new, and I'm like, oh cool, met a new person today.
I don't know if it was the same with you, but did you do your A-level exams in the same place that you did your GCSE exams?
Yeah.
So that's the same with us, because like as well, like, you're used to that environment.
Yeah, it's quite nice.
And you literally, you just know, you know.
Yeah. I didn't really feel any fear going into them rooms, because our like gym was really small that we did our, ours was cold.
But they have aircon on, but
or hot.
They either
yeah,
put
that
on
was
too
one
much.
extreme, yeah. The exam situation is very similar, it's just a bit more daunting because you're like, am I in the right place? And I don't know, it just feels more official because it's a university exam, but in the long run it's just literally the same thing and nothing any different, apart from you have to know like your different numbers and you have to bring like your ID card in. So then you can fill out all the other excess bits on the forms, whereas obviously you just wrote your name, candidate number and stuff like that.
And centre number.
And centre number 27170. Don't know if that's...
That's just...
That was my school, was centre number.
I'm 27166.
Interesting.
And then my candidate numbers. Can we have the same numbers?
0193.
3109, like, is it?
Oh yeah. Mine was 0193, throwback to that.
And then,
you just told me your candidate number and your centre number. Interesting. Moving on to coursework. Last topic is coursework, so coursework for you.
Biology is 100% exam, apart from those pags that you have.
Oh yeah, obviously.
Psychology is 100% exam. My geography is 20% coursework and 80% exam.
Have you done your coursework yet?
We've just started. We're just starting to talk about it now. So like we've got our titles.
Okay, so you're not really sure yet.
They're giving us like ideas what we're doing and where we're going.
Yeah. Well, for you though, coursework is quite like a smaller
and then we
percentage.
we have to do 4 days of coursework.
I have 50-50 for all my modules. It obviously differs from course to course and whatever, but I have all of my modules from semester A and semester B are all 50% exam, 50% coursework. So most of the time, my coursework, actually no, they really differ. I don't know why I was going to say that. They actually differ. So let me pick one of my modules, like genetics. I have 20% one practical assessment. So I did a practical, a 6-hour practical over 2 weeks, and then we get given an online assessment, and then that was towards 20%, and then I also had another 20% one of those, and then I had 10% online tests. So they'll whack online tests every week and you have to get it up and completed within a certain time frame, and then they're just like multiple choice most of the time, or like a couple mark answers, which are fab because then you can just do them online, like in your environment, own environment, and it's just quite calm than being like in a strict exam hall. And obviously you can have your notes out, which is a bonus, but there is a time frame, like I said. And then sometimes I have like big essays to do, some obviously longer than others. Yeah, I've had essays, I've had lab reports and things like that. I quite enjoy coursework because I feel like it can help me bump up my grade and take the pressure off exams. That's why I quite like having 50-50, so I have like a good chance in doing well in both. My grade isn't like completely reliant on one thing. I quite like 50-50.
And then we do 2 papers, which are 40% each.
Yeah, I'm a fan of coursework. I know people prefer like doing exams, but because it's just like sitting down for like a couple hours max. But I just don't know, I like the idea of doing coursework over time, and the fact that you can spend as much time as you put into it on.
Did you get any like guidance with the coursework?
With guidance, no, sort of. Like we sort of just get our title or what needs to be done, but it's kind of like very brief and broad. Like it's just like you need to do this, and then you have to kind of look into it yourself, and obviously do referencing. That's very difficult at uni, because there are different types of referencing. Have you done referencing before?
No. Well,
you have to do it for your APQ, I'm sure. Yeah. I just quite like coursework. Yeah, you don't have much, which is okay, I guess, but you just have to like rely solely on
biology.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I really hope it gave you a bit of an insight into university sixth form life, even if you haven't even gone to either yet, or if you can relate, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Comment down below any questions you have about education, anything like that. Make sure to go over to David's channel to check out his content. And yeah, I'll see you very soon for a brand new video. Bye.
Bye.